Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Walking Dead's third spinoff called World Beyond. So they just released a new trailer for season 1 of World Beyond with almost entirely new footage. There's actually lots of references, new references to CRM in this trailer. So we're gonna go through the trailer and I'm gonna break it down. So first we have this shot of one of the sisters, either Hope or Iris, as a kid. They're walking away from a bunch of bodies. There's a Humvee right there as well. This is prior to the world falling, and this is during the time when the sickness spread and the dead started rising. We have this shot of Iris and Hope as kids. They're being dragged away by their parents most likely. But in the voiceover we have Iris saying, "The night the sky fell, I was just a little kid." And then we have this shot of Iris, again, being dragged away by her parents. We have this shot of the sisters together again. And then we have this shot of the sisters again, but this is current time. We have Hope saying, "We survived." And then this shot, which we've seen before, but there's a CRM helicopter. Felix is right there waiting for the helicopter, so that's extremely interesting. We do know that Felix and Huck are gonna connect to the kids in some way, and like we see here, they may even have a connection, or Felix specifically may have a connection to the CRM, or he might know about the CRM, maybe more than anybody else. And then we have this shot of some walkers, but in the background we have Hope saying, "And the rest didn't." This connects back to what she just said, which is the world fell, we survived, but some people didn't, or the rest didn't. So that's kind of her whole dialogue. And then we have this shot of CRM soldiers next to the CRM helicopter, and they shoot down a bunch of walkers to clear the area. And we most likely will see right after this Elizabeth, who's the leader of CRM. That's been confirmed. She's probably going to step out of the helicopter, and that's probably going to be our first look at Elizabeth on World Beyond. Then we have this shot of Elizabeth. We have some CRM soldiers around as well. So we do see her wearing this kind of uniform with the CRM symbol right on it, the same logo that was on the helicopter and also on the uniform that the soldiers from CRM are wearing. We also do see the kids wearing jackets that have the same logo on it, which is interesting. We'll get to that. We have this shot of Hope and Iris talking. Hope says, "They are bad people, Iris." So she's most likely referring to the CRM and Elizabeth. And then we have this shot right afterwards with Elizabeth, the CRM's leader, with a rifle in hand, the same type of rifle that we've seen most of the other CRM soldiers carry. We have some other CRM soldiers around as well. Not sure who she's pointing the gun towards. It's most likely a person, not a walker. The way she's looking at that person, it leads me to think that she is pointing her gun at a survivor, not a walker. And also look at the other soldier that's staring at her. That also gives me another indication that she's pointing her gun at a survivor. Now, in terms of who that survivor is, I can't see the future, so I have no idea. But if I am going to make a prediction, I'm going to predict that it's probably Felix, because he was around the helicopter. We did see that earlier. So that's what leads me to think that it might be Felix. I don't think Elizabeth is just going to shoot him down here, but who knows what's going to happen. But I could be totally wrong about this prediction, because we don't know much about anything, really. Then we have this shot of the family. So we have Iris and Hope, their mother and their father. We do know that their father left to go on a mission or to do something, and he never came back. That connects to the voiceover. So I think it's Hope, but it could be Iris. In the voiceover saying, "Our dad's in trouble," and then we know where he is. And that's where we get this pretty awesome reveal. So we have a sheet with CRM on it, with the CRM logo, and also the map of a state. That's actually the state of New York. That's extremely interesting. We've talked a lot about where the CRM could be and which state it could be in. This is a confirmation that the state of New York is one of the states connected to CRM. We don't know if that's the main base, or if it's one of the outposts, or if it's one of the communities that they rule or whatever. But we do know now that they are going to be connected to the state of New York in some way. Again, we don't know if Rick was taken to somewhere in the state of New York, but what we know for sure is that the state of New York is of importance when we are talking about CRM. Now, the other thing that's interesting, right on the sheet, it says CMDR EK. Now, CMDR, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to make an educated guess and say that's commander, and then maybe EK or ER, whatever that is. It's hard to tell. It could be someone's initial, like E for their first name and then K for their last name. Again, this is just me spitballing and making a prediction, but if I'm going to make an educated guess, I'm going to say that this says commander and EK is someone's initial. So this sheet of paper may actually belong to someone with initial EK who's a commander at CRM. Now, the sheet of paper is cut in half, so that's also important and interesting. Not sure what's on the rest of that. Maybe another state, maybe something else. But there's also other stuff on this sheet that we can't really read. But obviously, that might not be as important as the reveal of the state itself and also possible initial EK. Then we have this shot of Iris and Hope talking. We have Iris saying we have to go now. So I think she's saying we have to go find our father and save him. So that leads me to think that the plot for the first half is going to be Iris and Hope are going to find out that their father hasn't returned. He might be in danger. So they set up a squad, the 4 kids, Iris, Hope, Elton, and Silas, to go outside the community that they're in, outside the walls, and go after Iris and Hope's father. Now, what's also interesting is that we do know that Felix and Huck catch up or connect with this group of kids at some point. And based on what we saw earlier, which is that Felix may have a connection to CRM or may know about the CRM, then that might actually be the glue. So Felix might actually volunteer, or they might go to him for help, for him to let them know what he can about the CRM. That might help them go there and find their father. Then we have this shot of the group of kids sneaking out. So we have Elton, we have Iris and Hope in the back, and most likely Silas is with them. In the voiceover, someone says, "You need help." I think it's Elton. And then we have this shot of the kids. This is outside the walls of their community. So this is the first time they're outside the walls, which is extremely interesting. Then we have this shot of, I think, Iris holding Hope's hand. I could be wrong, but I think this is Iris and Hope holding hands. We have this shot of Iris with a spear in hand and Elton in the back. We have this shot of the kids. We see Elton and Silas, but Iris and Hope are also there. Elton says, "Let's see what discoveries awaits us, shall we?" So they're going on this journey. They're going on this mission to discover where Iris and Hope's father could be. That's what I'm speculating here. And then we have this shot of the kids outside their community. At this point, it doesn't seem like Huck and Felix are with them, but they might connect with them later on. They might even be sent by leaders at the community to go after them, to find them. Then we have this shot of Huck and Felix. Felix says, "I promised that I would keep them safe." So that's interesting. Who did he promise that to? The community leaders, to the CRM leader, Elizabeth, to the kids themselves? Not sure, but that's interesting. And then we have this shot of a walker. And then this shot of Felix and Huck together. And then this shot of Hope. She's in the back of some sort of a vehicle. And then we have a walker grabbing on the netting around the vehicle that she was in. And then we have the walker attacking her. And then we have this shot of Huck. She says, "Going cross country, it may be the biggest thing you'll ever do. So this is a big journey and it could have big consequences, but it could also have big rewards." That's what she's trying to get at. Then we have this shot of what seems to be the kids running away and a walker or a person following them. We have this shot of a walker attacking Elton and he's holding like a horn. We have this shot of some more walkers, some nasty ass looking walkers, more walkers here. And then we have this shot of the kids. At this point, Felix and Huck are with them. So it's not just the 4 kids. Huck and Felix are with them. So they have connected with them at this point. And then someone says in the background, I think it's Elton, but I could be wrong. We're all in this together. So they make this promise that they'll stick together and help each other out in order to succeed. Then we have this shot of the kids. We have this shot of Iris. And then this shot of Hope. And then in the voiceover, I think it's Celis who says, Glaze of glory, right guys? And then this shot, pretty badass and cool looking shot of the 4 kids with flames all around them. We have this shot of Hope holding a bowling ball. She looks down, sees a walker, and the walker has got like a burning face or something, which is kind of weird. But in the voiceover, she says, I think we can do this. That connects to what Celis says, which is Glaze of glory, right guys? So those two scenes most likely connect. And then she drops the bowling ball on the walker's head. We see Celis with her. Then we have this shot of some walkers. Now pay attention to this right here. I think this is like a truck or something, but we do see like a logo that says W on it. That's going to come in a little bit. Then we have this shot of a stray wild dog. That's pretty interesting. And something that we haven't really seen before. We did see that once in season 9 of The Walking Dead's original show when they attacked Negan, but that was like the only time. So it's interesting that revisiting that, because it's unlikely that they would not see any wild animals, right? So it's cool that they are revisiting that story. I just remembered we did also see them find dogs, not wild dogs, but just dogs, I think, and they hunted the dogs in season 5, if you remember. Then we have this shot of a walker attacking, I think, Iris. And then this shot of the walker on top of Iris. She's trying to fight back. We have this shot of Iris and Celis dancing. So that's interesting. Not sure if this is just a friendly dance or whether they're actually together. And then we have this shot of Celis laying down next to some sort of a lake. And then we have this shot of walkers approaching a wall. This is most likely the wall or one of the walls that they have at their community. Then we have this shot of Elton. He's got blood all over him, most likely blood from walkers. We have this shot of the kids approaching a gate. This is most likely the gate of their community. But in the voiceover, we have someone saying everything changed. And then we have this shot of the kids looking at a walker, the same walker we see here, and we see Hope. And then in the voiceover, I think it's Iris saying the end of the world was our beginning. So everything's changed. The end of the world is our beginning. This is like the theme or the concept for this third spinoff. So that makes sense. Now remember I said keep an eye on the truck with the W logo on it. That comes around here. So those two scenes are connected. Also, we do see not only Iris, but also Hope wearing this jacket that has the CRM logo on it. So not sure if this is something that Felix gave them or whether they had that or what that's all about. But that's pretty much the end. Then we get this reveal, World Beyond, a 2-season limited event, which we've talked about before, and it'll premiere on April 12th. I think that's the week after The Walking Dead season 10 finale, but I could be wrong. It could be the same week. That's pretty much it for this trailer breakdown. Lots of crazy stuff in there, lots of big reveals. I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this trailer and the series. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.